Ravens All-Pro defensive end, Calais Campbell. Good morning, Calais. Thanks for being with us. Tell us what you've been up to these days, how you're spending your time.
Just trying to stay healthy and just kick back around the house, finding creative ways to work out and enjoying myself.
Creative ways to work out. A guy who's 6'8", 305. What kind of creative ways around the house? What kind of creative things are you doing around the house right now?
Yeah, I'm doing stuff I haven't done in years. Obviously, when you play as long as I've played, you've done a lot of different workouts, and I kind of cherry pick through all the workouts I've done in my life and kind of create the best things for me. But this has definitely been a challenge. I do a lot of stairs because I live in a high rise, so I have 38 flights, and so I do a lot of stairs. I'm tired of stairs, but I just got to keep doing them because there's no other alternative, and then a lot of stability work. But it's been a lot of fun.
Calais, listen, you're one of the most decorated active players in the league. We're going to get into all that. You just won 2 amazing awards this offseason, Walter Payton Man of the Year and the All-Decade Team, and you changed teams, so a lot to get to about the present day. But I want to go back a ways first, because I'm always fascinated by people such as yourself. You're a star basketball player in high school. You long jump 21 feet. You triple jump 44 feet. You're a monster football player. What was the youngest age you remember, either someone saying to you or you believing, oh, I'm going to be a pro athlete? Like, do you have a story or an anecdote from when you were a kid, like, oh, this is what I'm going to do for a living?
I think that's a very interesting question. I remember being 6 years old and just loving football. Like, football was my ultimate dream since I was 6. And I didn't know so much that I was going to be in the NFL, but I knew I loved it and I wanted to do it for a long time. Fast forward to going into to high school, I was 13 years old. My dad asked me what I wanted to be when I got older, and I said I wanted to be in the NFL. And so, he made me work way harder than I've ever worked a day before in my life. I mean, literally, we started going out and to the local high school area and running track that whole summer, and literally put me through football drills nonstop. And I mean, it was kind of one of those things where it was like, dang, I didn't know I signed up for all this, but obviously it paid off. And then the first time somebody really told me that I actually outside of my family that I had a chance to make it was my sophomore year of high school. My high school football coach, Ryan Mullaney, told me that if I worked hard enough and kept, and did everything the right way, stayed disciplined, I'd be in the NFL one day.
Calais, the Ravens' average age is 26. You recently said that you felt like your last 3 years, 30, 31, 32, you've been getting better. You've been in your prime. What's the balance of, are you getting smarter? Are you getting physically stronger? Is it the experience? How do you attribute that?
I think it's a combination of a few things. I think I've always kind of been like a late bloomer, believe it or not. I was super uncoordinated my whole life, and I really didn't feel like I got control of my body until I was a little bit older. So that probably plays a little bit of a role. I think God blessed me with a lot of, physical talent. But I try to put a lot of time and effort to take care of my body. I mean, I invest a lot of money, a lot of time into taking care of my body and being in the best shape I could be in. And I think that combined with the knowledge of the game. I mean, playing, 12 years, I have so much upstairs in my head, that just, allows me to be quicker and faster and anticipate things better. And I think that all pays off.
All right, Calais, you're now joining a Ravens team coming off a 14-2 season, predominantly because of a guy named Lamar Jackson. I'm sure you heard of him. How excited are you to play with the MVP?
I'm very excited about it. How could you not be? I mean, the guy is ridiculously special. I watch him on tape. I mean, there's things he does that it's just, you're like, it's a wow factor. Not even just seeing him run the ball. I mean, I see him, creating and throwing the ball, and it's, it's very fun to see. And as a defender, that's what you want. You want guys putting points on the board, give you an opportunity to go out there and rush the passer and make plays. And, I feel like my skill set, if I can get it, we can play with a lead majority of this year, it's going to be a fun year. It's always fun regardless. I love the game of football, but playing with a lead makes it just a little bit more fun.
Well, and Calais, your second year in the league, you're in the Super Bowl. You have a late lead in a Super Bowl. And I don't know if you were young enough to think, oh, this is how it's going to be. but obviously a decade later, haven't been back. Came really close. I mean, if those refs, Wiles doesn't like to, acknowledge this, but if the refs don't blow the Miles Jack scoop and score, you guys are going to the Super Bowl instead of the Patriots. But, we don't have to get into that. You guys had one stolen from you in Jacksonville. We all know it. We don't have to discuss it. But I want to ask you this. Does this feel like going into the year, potentially the best team you've been on since that team that went to the Super Bowl in Arizona very early in your career?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it takes time. I have to get around the guys and see. But on paper, it sure does look special. Obviously, each year is its own separate year. You can't go off of last year's success and anticipate this year's success. I don't care who you are. You got to earn it each and every year. That's what makes the Patriots so special, because they earned it every single year. But I did experience some great success, and I feel like I have a history with teams being really good and getting just there. I'm ready to get over the hump, man. I'm tired of just I've been to the Super Bowl and lost when I was a rookie that year, and then I did think that I was probably gonna be going to Super Bowls or at least in the playoffs every year, because that was just what I knew. Everybody always told me, they say how it is, but as 22-year-old kid, like it's like, yeah, whatever, man. This is nice. I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'm gonna expect this every year. And then the next year we went and we lost to the Saints, who won it all, and to the playoffs, and that was fun, and then, it was a little bit of it was dry, we didn't go for a while. And then, in 2015, we ended up going to the championship game as well. We lost to Carolina, and we got blown out. Injuries kind of took a toll on us. And then 2017, with Jacksonville, ended up going to the championship game again. And that one, we were up late in the game, this close, and that one hurts the most. Well, the Super Bowl hurts the most. So that was up there, though, with just being so close, knowing you have a chance to win and not getting there. And it's like, man, I'm ready to, just to get that ring, man. That's the ultimate goal. I feel like I'm in a great situation for it. I feel like this team has all the pieces in place. It really comes down to execution to making it happen, week in and week out. So I'm ready to roll my sleeves up and get dirty, man.
Calais, Nick roots for the Chiefs and I root for the Patriots. And we heard about this move. We're just like, you've got to be kidding me. Just the rich get richer with the Ravens. Pro Football Focus had you as the run defender of the year. The Ravens had the 5th best run defense, and now you're on the team. What makes that defense special, and what are you trying to do this year?
Yeah, I think first things first is the defense. The back end is incredible. I mean, you got All-Pro after All-Pro after All-Pro. When you look at that back end and what they can do and the depth, it really gets you excited as a D lineman. And I feel like in the front seven, the mentality is always earn the right to rush the passer. So you have to shut down the run and make teams one-dimensional. And then if the offense is scoring points when you're shutting down the run early, I mean, you're going to have just pin your ears back. It's going to be a lot of fun playing almost schoolyard ball. You can work on different pass rush moves, out there, just living the dream, baby.
I know you're friends, Calais, with a bunch of guys on the Ravens. You haven't had a chance to really practice or play with them yet. But they had a motto last year that went viral, big trust. Have you embraced it? Can you give us an idea of where you are on the big trust scale right now? Are you quite there yet?
I'm still learning about all the different, cool things about the Ravens, and I remember seeing that go kind of viral, and I'm a big fan of it. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it means, but I know,
you and me both, Calais.
The one I like a lot, Lamar Jackson always had that "Nobody Cares, Work Harder" shirt. That's one of my favorite slogans ever since I've seen it. Nobody cares, work harder. I feel like that's the right mentality to have for any football player, because obviously everybody wants to talk about accolades, wants to talk about, how they could be this, could be that. At the end of the day, just work harder and prove it.
Calais, I talked about at the beginning that what an offseason it's been for you, not only being traded, but some individual accolades that have to rank up there with just about anything I would imagine you've accomplished in your professional life. I know football's the ultimate team sport, but the Walter Payton Man of the Year award is something that the list of recipients of that is almost as exclusive as the list of Super Bowl MVPs. And then an all-decade team that, at least to me, you were a shoo-in for. I know they're two very different things, but can you tell us about the emotion and your reaction to hearing about both of those top of the resume honors?
Yeah, the All-Decade team, that was just announced a couple of days ago. And obviously, you can imagine, just playing this game and wanting to be the best at it. I don't think anybody plays this game and doesn't want to be the best. So you play this game and you really want to be the best. You work hard at it every single day. And to be considered, over the last 10 years to being one of the best players in the game, that's a very special honor. I was walking around with a big smile on my face the last couple of days. I've been, just ecstatic the whole time. This is the ultimate, just as a football player on the field, winning the Super Bowl and getting a gold jacket are the two, the main goals you have, and this is a big part of that. Being on the All-Decade team, that's a huge honor. And then going back to the Walter Payton Man of the Year, that's the most prestigious award in sports. Obviously it says a lot about who you are as a person and what you stand for. And, to me, that's something I know my dad would be proud about. My dad passed away when I was 17. He was a big influence in my life, and he really, I named my foundation after him. And I know that, he'll be proud of all the things I've done in my life, but I think he would be most proud of. And so that means a lot to me.
Calais, NFL draft around the corner. Is there any player that you've watched where you say, ooh, I really like this person. This person's going to be a star?
I usually pay attention to all the draft talk, and I try to figure out who I think is going to be special and whatnot. I feel like, last year, I thought, okay, Josh Allen has a chance to be special, and then we end up getting him. I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's kind of unique. Now I got a chance to help this guy develop. And that was a lot of fun. And seeing him go to the Pro Bowl in his rookie year and, produce 10+ sacks, and kind of create a standard for himself, that was fun to watch. This year, I don't think the guys that I was looking at, we're going to have a chance to get, they're going to be gone pretty quick. But I do like the Derrick Brown kid, and I don't always just do D-lineman. I look at all the position groups. But the Derrick Brown kid, I like that. He has a great pass rush to his game, but he plays physical. Man, he's nasty in the run game, plays with good leverage, good hands. He's so explosive, and then he plays nasty, the way D-line is supposed to be played. So, I'm really looking forward to see what he does in the NFL.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.